Today, my friend and I are going to make the King Ranch chicken casserole. So I started off by cooking my chicken in this is a pressure cooker. It's not the Instant Pot brand, but in a pressure cooker, I put a lot of water so I can make a good broth out of it. So in here, I do have some chicken breasts, I have some thighs, some legs. Some of these pieces have bones, some don't. That's fine. You cook it for a long time so that, you thoroughly cook the meat, but also so that the bones come off much easier. And the bones I'm going to put back in the pot and cook it a little bit longer so that I can make a stronger, I guess, more potent chicken broth and have the nutrients extracted from the bones there. So yeah, you see all this meat is just peeling off great. It's nice and juicy. That's what we want for our casserole. And it's okay if you have chicken. Maybe I have some leftover chicken that I'm gonna mix in with this. So it's okay if it's not all like exactly juicy. So make sure there's a lot of every little piece off the bones. Don't waste those. So here you see the lighter color pieces. That's some leftover chicken from a different meal we made another day. I'm just gonna mix it all together and I shred it all with a fork. This is about the consistency that you want it to be for the casserole.
If you don't have chicken broth on hand, or you're not working with fresh chicken that you can make your own broth, you can take like a vegetable broth and then like the chicken bouillon cubes and just dissolve. And this tells you like on here, well, okay. I know that it's like a quart. I can't see in here. Like basically this whole thing here and then the whole package of this. And it helps to warm it up so it dissolves easy. Do check on these ingredient labels though, because this one, it does have wheat in it. So some of them have wheat and some of them don't. So if you're sensitive to gluten, look for that. We're going to be making a roux, and to do our roux, it's literally just start with some butter and some flour in the pan. I decided I wanted to do blocks of cheddar to have like fresh shredded instead of pre-shredded, because sometimes pre-shredded has like other additives. And I decided to do a mix of the mild and sharp flavor, because I don't want all mild because I like sharp. Don't want all mild. Just give it like a little good mix of flavor. And these, I do double check the ingredients to make sure that it says microbial enzymes on the ingredient label, because sometimes they're made with rennet, which is an animal-based enzyme, so that wouldn't be halal. Or if you're looking for vegetarian, it wouldn't be vegetarian. And then a lot of them also, they'll have the no RBST in the cow stuff.
I'm going to slice just right through the package because I only need about half of this block because I'm going to be mixing it. So you can just shred it up and set that to the side for when you're going to be cooking. And I'm going to strain the broth. So there's some last little bits. Those little bits of meat, we can also add that to the mix as well.
We're just going to use the Instapot. It still has some of the chicken stuff in it, but we're making a cream of chicken soup in here. So I put it on saute mode, and we're going to start with just 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to melt that down. Okay, so butter is melted, and you could measure with a tablespoon, but this is close enough. I'm going to add maybe just like 2. This is what they call a roux. It's going to make a roux, and you mix it. Because flour is raw, you should not eat raw flour. You should cook it. So it's going to make this interesting looking gunky stuff. And we just want to cook it for about a minute. And then we're going to start slowly adding our chicken broth. If you want to add flavorings and seasonings like rosemary or something, you can, but I don't want rosemary taste in this recipe that we're making. So see how it looks like this weird dough. So it's just enough to cook it, and the flour, the gluten properties in it is what's going to, and the starches is going to thicken it. Here's our measuring cup. Yep. Okay. I'm just using a regular measuring cup just because it's easy to help. I'm going to take some of our broth and just slowly add a little bit. I do want to make sure I reserve at least like, ooh, I dropped it, a cup in there. It's okay. And I gotta grab some milk because this is a cream of chicken, so you do need milk for it. So whatever amount of the chicken broth we use, we do equal parts of milk into it. So I've done about 2 cups so far. And we're gonna cook this until it makes a nice thick soup. You can add more liquid, you can add more flour if it's not thick enough. But if you want it more runny, I guess use more liquid. So we're already gonna mix about a cup of our chicken broth in with this. I'm gonna also go ahead and add our can of cream of mushroom and the tomatoes we have. You can strain the juices if you want, but I think it just adds more flavor, especially because we haven't added a lot of spices. When we're done with the cream of chicken, we're gonna add that to this as well, mix it up, and we're gonna make 2 pans worth. We're gonna layer with our tortilla slices and cheese, and it's gonna be delicious. We're gonna use scissors to cut our tortilla because we work smarter, not harder. You could also use a knife or pizza cutter, but we're gonna cut them into like chopped up pieces. So she's gonna cut strips, and then she'll cut those strips into little chunks. And they don't have to be perfect because this is gonna go in a casserole. I actually had to add more flour because my cream of chicken, I put it on low, but my cream of chicken wasn't getting thick enough, so I actually needed to add a little more flour because I'm kind of doing like a half a recipe. So, but you want to make sure you whisk it really, really good to make sure there's no clumps. Okay, so my cream of chicken has thickened. I could cook it longer, I could add more flour, but this is good enough for the recipe that I'm going to be using it for, and I'm actually going to use this entire amount into the recipe. Okay, so now we're doing our layers. We got tortillas. We're gonna do some of our chicken and soup mix. We're gonna sprinkle a little cheese and do the layer one more time. We might put more cheese on the top. We'll just see how it looks. And then we're gonna bake it in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes, and then it'll be ready to go. Because we're taking this casserole to someone's house, we're using a disposable pan, but they're really flimsy. So when I cook them in the oven, I put them on a cookie sheet so it's easy to take in and out without accidentally dropping it.